Hello Stampers and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I want to show you this fun card that I created, and I did a lot of fussy cutting. And fussy cutting is actually so not my thing because I just don't have patience for that. But apparently I had a lot of time the day that I created this fabulous sample because I actually fussy cut this gorgeous hummingbird from the designer series paper Mosaic Mood. And I fussy cut the word kindness from the stamped greeting from Memorable Mosaic. So lots of fussy cutting, but for the most part, this card is really simple to make because the amazing products in the Mosaic suite just take the cake and do all of the work for you. So I wanted to go over some tips on how I created this. I also needed to make another sample because this one fell in the ink pad. So I know you guys will forgive me for that because that's not really what the sample should look like, but it's what my sample looks like right now. So let's get started on how I created this amazing card. Okay, so first I'm going to take a piece of mint macaron cardstock. That's what I used as the card base, and we're going to create this fun little side piece. So this is all from the Memorable Mosaic stamp set, which is this one here, and I'm using this small little twisted braid thing as well as this little circle mosaic piece. And I'm actually stamping mint macaron onto mint macaron. And I recommend actually, like, you could of course use your Stamparatus on this, but since it was such a small area and I was using my full card base, I decided I was just going to wing it. So this is the edge that we're going to be stamping on. And when it comes to spacing, I like to sort of just start somewhere in the middle and not on one end, because then I feel like I can start in the middle and work my way out versus starting on one end and working my way down. So I'm just going to take this little circle and just start in the middle. And then now I'm going to take the braid and I'm just going to go on either side and making sure that the braid is on the edge, because I don't care if this doesn't line up because that's where my designer series paper is going to be. So it's going to cover up any sort of imperfections down there that I don't have to worry about. I just want to make sure it falls off the edge of the cardstock. And actually, it's a little bit closer on this side than it is on this side, but I do feel like my spacing is pretty good. So see, anybody can do that. You're totally fine. And then I'm going to take some of the Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper, and this has this gorgeous stuff on the back side. But we're actually going to cover that up and use the greenery. And this actually has an embossed like clear embossed image on it. So some of those leaves have that extra little shine to them. And so I'm just going to add this to my card, making sure to cover up or to like meet with the edge of those. So whichever one's the shortest one, that's where it's going to go. And that also does leave a little bit of a line over here for some of that solid cardstock to peek through. Now for our hummingbird, I actually fussy cut out this little hummingbird from the Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper, and I added Stampin Dimensionals because if you know me, you know I love my Stampin Dimensionals. Oop, that's upside down. Okay. And so I will show you, that's this cardstock or this designer paper here, and it has this beautiful pattern on the back side, but this side actually has that that embossed image. So each of these hummingbirds are actually embossed, and there's lots of different hummingbirds on the paper to be able to cut out. So just try to be careful that you're not cutting into one of them when you're cutting out another one. So there's lots of different hummingbirds to choose from there. Okay, and now for that fabulous greeting. So for that greeting, what I did is, again, I stamped this greeting from the Memorable Mosaic stamp set, and you can see it's one full piece. So first I stamped it in soft suede. So here we have our soft suede, and I'm using the coordinating timeless label punch, and I'm just going to line it up in there and punch it out. And you can see it lines up with that little decorative piece up here and down there. So it's lined up and I punched it out. And you can see that the kindness is cut off. So I actually then cleaned off the stamp and stamped it again in terracotta tile. And I really just need that kindness there. And so I'm going to fussy cut out that little kindness and then stick it over the top. Okay, and now I have that fabulous little kindness. So that is actually just going to layer right over the top of this kindness. And so you can see it pops out on either side. So I'm just going to use a little bit of snail adhesive. You could also use a little mini glue dot for those small little intricate spots there. So now we have our greeting. So I also wanted to show you how I did that little wiggle of the mint macaron ribbon. So I just flip my greeting over and I'm going to put a little tail of the ribbon off to one side and take a Stampin' Dimensional and secure it in place. And again, you guys know I love Stampin' Dimensionals, so I use plenty on a little piece like this. So now I'm going to make a loop and wiggle it back over. And then again, I'm going to make another loop and wiggle it back over. I'm going to do one last dimensional to secure that. And then you have that fabulous greeting to go onto your project. One of the other cool things that I have to say about the fussy cutting, when you're fussy cutting this intricate hummingbird, you might think like, oh, it's so difficult to get that little beak and everything. You don't have to be perfect on this because the patterns and everything sort of take away from any sort of, you know, mistake that you might make or too much extra that you might have left on and didn't cut off or something like that. So don't worry about that. And the same goes for the kindness. You can do a rough, large cut or you can go really close, but don't worry about it. Just kind of cut around and you will have a fabulous project. So then that just sticks on and you have that gorgeous card. I will say on the inside of this one, I did that same pattern all along the edge and then I added a little piece of the very vanilla so that it would coordinate and I could write my message on there. So again, you're just going to do that same thing that you did on the front on the inside where you're going to start in the middle and sort of work your way out with those different images. So super, super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial showing lots of fun fussy cutting using the Mosaic Mood Suite. I have lots of other projects that I did using this suite, so don't forget to check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, for pictures of these cards as well as other ones using this suite. I will also leave a link down below so that you can purchase this fabulous suite and have so much fun like I am. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, as I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget to hit that bell so you get a notification so you don't forget what day is Tuesday and Thursday, because I know I sure do. Have a great day, everyone. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.